Hello, Jennifer McCreath, January 15th, 2012. Another video. It's been a busy weekend for me. Unfortunately, there's lots of issues going on in the wonderful world of the LGBT community. One thing you don't hear a lot about is LGBT in sports. Tennis seems to be one of the exceptions where for many years, when sport athletes who are LGBT were closeted, folks like Martina Navratilova, Billie Jean King, and others weren't afraid to publicly out themselves as lesbians and fight through all the bigotry back in the day, the 60s and 70s and 80s. It's 2012, and there's an old retired tennis player from Australia named Margaret Court, who hasn't won a tournament since 1973. That's how old she is. She actually won a lot of Australian Opens back in the day when nobody played the Australian Open, so she's actually got what looks like a pretty impressive resume of tennis victories on her plate. She criticized Navratilova way back in the day, and she continues to speak out against LGBT rights, specifically gay marriage. Well, Margaret, you might want to get up with the times. Even your own home, Tennis Australia, has denounced your comments and is trying to distance themselves from you. In Melbourne, Australia, the Australian Open tennis tournament is about to kick off today, and there's going to be a little protest at an arena, sadly enough named the Margaret Court Arena. People are being encouraged to bring rainbow flags to the tennis tournament and show support for the LGBT community and human rights. Margaret Court, I'd like to suggest that you keep your mouth shut. You're irrelevant. You haven't been relevant in this sport since before I was born, and heck, I'm pretty old. Nobody cares about your old, out-of-date bigotry. Stop embarrassing yourself and stop embarrassing your country. In Australian Open, I'd like to encourage you to strip her name off of that arena and give it to an Australian athlete who better represents your country and your values. Patrick Rafter is a first-class gentleman, loved by many around the world, was a great tennis player, won a couple of majors. I'd like to suggest you rename Margaret Court Arena the Patrick Rafter Arena. I think it would be a great idea. Anyway, enjoy the tennis tournament, everyone. LGBT people, please, if you're an athlete, as hard as it may be, stand up and out yourself. Let the world know that we are 10% of society, including 10% of your sports teams. I did that. I'm, sadly enough, the first person to ever formally run a marathon under the category of transsexual. I've since run a total of 30. I've also been an out swimmer who has taken part in the swim meet. Come on, we gotta get sports to catch up with this. Enough of the bigotry, enough of the discrimination and hatred. Yeah, Margaret Court, you're pathetic. Jennifer McCreath saying thank you very much for watching.